The power of not reacting, a deep dive into emotional mastery, self-control, and inner peace. Introduction. The world rewards the calm, not the loud. In a world filled with noise, outrage, and emotional volatility, the ability to stay calm and centered is rare and powerful. We are constantly bombarded with provocations, criticism, insults, unexpected events, bad news, and people who push our buttons. Most people react automatically, letting emotions dictate their behavior. But there is another way, the path of non-reaction. This isn't about suppressing feelings or becoming emotionally numb. It's about mastering your internal state, so you don't hand your power over to external events or people. Chapter 1. The difference between reacting and responding. At the heart of emotional mastery lies one essential distinction. Reacting is automatic. It's the immediate emotional response to a stimulus. Responding is intentional. It's a conscious choice made after reflection. Reaction is ego-driven. Response is wisdom-driven. Reacting often escalates situations unnecessarily, like yelling back at someone who insults you or making a rash decision under stress. Responding involves pausing, assessing, and acting with clarity. That pause, however small, is the space where power and growth reside. Chapter 2. Why we react. The psychology of triggering. Why do we react? It's often due to ego involvement, feeling personally attacked, criticized, or disrespected. Emotional conditioning. Habits formed over years, like snapping when challenged. Unresolved wounds. Past trauma or insecurities that surface under pressure. Need for control. Trying to manage people or outcomes through force or emotion. Recognizing the root of your reactions is the first step toward reclaiming control. Self-awareness is the foundation of self-control. Chapter 3. The illusion of control through reaction. When you react strongly, it can feel like you're taking control. But in reality, you're giving control away. You let others determine your emotional state. You become predictable and easy to manipulate. You often regret decisions made in anger or fear. True control is quiet. It's measured. It's being able to stand in the storm and not be moved by it. Chapter 4. The power of the pause. The moment between stimulus and response. The pause is where your life changes. In that pause, you can breathe and ground yourself. Assess the situation without emotion clouding your view. Decide on a response aligned with your values, not your mood. Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. Viktor Frankl. This momentary pause becomes a lifelong practice of inner freedom. Chapter 5. Emotional detachment. Not coldness, but clarity. Non-reaction doesn't mean indifference. It means emotional clarity. Detachment allows you to observe without absorbing negativity. Feel emotions without being ruled by them. Set boundaries without aggression. Think of it as putting space between your emotion and your action. You're not repressing emotions. You're choosing not to be ruled by them. Chapter 6. Silence is a weapon. Use it wisely. Silence can disarm manipulation, diffuse conflict, and restore your energy. Why silence is powerful. It forces others to sit with their own behavior. It removes fuel from drama. It gives you space to see what's really happening. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. When you react, you are the puppet. When you don't, you hold the strings. Chapter 7. Choosing your battles. Not everything deserves your time, energy, or words. Ask yourself, does this situation affect my long-term well-being? Am I reacting from ego, or is there real harm here? What will I gain or lose by engaging? Discipline is knowing when to speak, when to act, and when to walk away. Chapter 8. The mirror effect. Let people reveal themselves. When you don't react, you allow people to expose their true nature. For example, if someone insults you and you stay calm, their behavior looks foolish, not yours. If someone tries to bait you and fails, they become frustrated while you remain centered. Your non-reaction becomes a mirror reflecting their immaturity or intention. Let people talk. Let them act. You observe, you learn. and you stay in control. Chapter 9. Inner Work. Training the mind and body to consistently stay calm. You must train your nervous system and mindset. Practical tools. Meditation develops awareness and emotional stability. Journaling helps process and understand emotional triggers. Deep breathing calms your body in moments of tension. Cold exposure or physical exercise builds tolerance to stress. Reading and reflection expand mental models and responses. Think of it like building a mental gym. Every day, you become less reactive and more grounded. Chapter 10. The Long Game. Who do you want to become? Every moment of reactivity reinforces the old self. Every moment of pause reinforces a stronger self. When you don't react, you build trust with others and yourself. You preserve energy for what matters. You become a force of stability in a chaotic world. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally mature, wise enough to feel everything but choose what to express and when. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Lao Tzu. Final thoughts. Be the calm in the storm. The power of not reacting is the power of inner freedom. In practicing it, you become untouchable by petty insults, immune to manipulation, and clear in your direction. You'll lose some arguments. You'll appear cold to emotional people. But you'll gain peace, respect, and a life of clarity, and that's far more valuable. Summary checklist. How to practice not reacting daily. Pause before you speak or act. Breathe deeply when triggered. Ask, is this worth my peace? Observe your emotions. Don't become them. Walk away when needed. Let silence do the talking. Don't try to control. Focus on managing yourself. Remember, calm is strength.